north of the Mason-Dixon line, so I don't say all. I want to talk a little bit about, having been in this business for 2 years, a short time compared to some of our mentors like Gilbert, who was in for 65. We've seen some things happen. I want to talk a little bit about association for those of you who know all about association of state contractors, which group of us in the Midwest started in 1977, and at that time there was was sitting around there, a bed in a hotel room with a bathtub filled with beer. Came up with this idea. Meeting from Minnesota at the time, the next year hosted a meeting in Minnesota and said, we're going to get together with the federal government to talk about problems with the flood insurance maps. Instead of the 6 of the states showed up, 19 states showed up. He said, this must be a national problem, insurance plans. But you see how much progress we made in 40 years about the maps. So, anyway, the association is now, sorry about that, Dave. Sure, I sit back here. The association now is about 16,000 members nationally. We have 36 chapters, state chapters around the country. And our mission really is twofold. One is to reduce deaths, damages and suffering from flooding. The other is to enhance the nature-based functions of floodplains that reduce floods naturally. The activities, I think Brad talked about this, that are targeted to practitioners. We work with the 22,000 communities in the nation that are floodplain, working on how they can become, how their communities can become more possessive of faith. We also carry the message from those practitioners to national policymakers to say this policy isn't working and you get to the community level. If you want to help communities become more resilient, we need to make some adjustments. So we do some of that. Gilbert White, of course, who we all know, said in 1939 said, what is our national flood policy? He said our flood policy is threefold. First, it is to protect floodplain occupants against flooding. Second, is to aid people when they suffer flood losses. And third, is to encourage more intensive use of floodplains. Think about that. Now, I'll ask you, has that changed in 76 years? We struggle with that issue a lot. And I think all of us are thinking that we've done not enough to help people to avoid or redirect development away from high hazard areas. We've been encouraged, however, in the last few years with some changes that I think are helping move in a positive direction. Not that we haven't had some positive changes over the years, but these are in that whole area of how do we help reduce significant damages, because we know damages are not going down. A couple of years ago, Congress actually agreed to move flood insurance rates higher to reflect true risk, so that people, when they got a flood insurance premium, would say, why is my premium so high? I don't know if you've seen that cartoon. Where Robin says that to Batman. He says, how come my flood insurance premium is so Batman laughs at him and says, you live in a floodplain. So, General Operator would say that same thing with me there. Yeah. So, but again, to not externalize that cost to the taxpayer. The administration in the past couple of years has taken some significant moves, and we're talking about that tonight. Awareness, adaptation to climate change, some real significant initiatives moving ahead. And then, of course, recently the administration moving to protect that taxpayer investment in flood hazard areas with the issuance of revised executive order, new flood risk management standards for federal activities, so that taxpayers don't repeatedly pay for activities in flood-prone areas. So here to discuss that tonight, we are really, really pleased communities. I'm very pleased to introduce our speaker for this kickoff series, Ali Sadi. Did I say that right? Close enough. It's the White House Office of Management Budget's Associate Director for Natural Resources, Energy, and Science. He's been leading a team of policy and budget experts overseeing a wide array of policy, budget, and management issues, cost of nearly $100 billion portfolio, and a number of federal agencies, including Energy, Ag, Interior, EPA, NOAA, NASA, rather, and Corps of Engineers, Civil Works, and the National Science Foundation. He has a strong background in design and implementation of federal policies, development of public and private sector partnerships to increase U.S. energy security and cut harmful carbon pollution. In his previous roles as the Domestic Policy Council's Deputy Chief Protecting Director of Energy Policy, he had a wide range of issues in the White House domestic policy. He covers policy matters related to supply and demand for energy, including policies that reduce our dependence on foreign oil by promoting responsible gas production and adoption of alternative fuels, policies that create jobs by advancing research and deployment of clean energy and energy efficiency technologies. Since February of 2009, he has served in a number of roles within this administration. Before his position in the White House, he served as Senior Director of Cabinet Affairs at the White House. So, with that, I want to introduce Ali to talk tonight about his reflections and work with the administration in helping communities become more resilient.